This is part 3. Jilliana Ranicar-Breese back with Sascha Cooper. You're now in your 20s,
Yes.
Sascha, and at university.
That's right.
Studying drama.
Drama and English literature, yes.
Yes, okay. And any particular branch of drama?
It started off as drama studies, and then after the first year, it changed to drama in the community. So we were doing a lot of things there regarding going into schools and all that kind of thing. And English literature, there were all sorts of different modules, which kind of, it all ties in with everything that I do now. So.
And you were continuing with your readings, you said?
Yes, that's right, to certain people who were interested. But at this time, although I did them, I was still not certain about myself. At the time, I was also exploring the idea of potentially training it to be a witch, because
A white witch,
yeah. I was toying with the idea, shall we say. Then once university...
when you say to become a witch, is there a school of witches?
Funny you asked this. True story.
Yeah.
My aunt, for a laugh...
I've met a few witches in my time.
I know, but for a laugh, my aunt basically found this online course, which she gave to my mother to train to be a Wiccan practitioner. And I was
Wiccan practitioner.
A Wiccan practitioner.
Was this a British course or American?
British.
Okay.
It was an online thing. It was still in the early sort of stages where the online learning was kind of coming
the
in.
80s?
No, this was the 90s. 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the early 2000s, at this time, I was kind of exploring whilst obviously at uni, and it's weird. Mother was not comfortable because with being pagan or Wiccan, you build an altar. And of course, if you're Christian, you don't go there because it's blasphemous. The funny thing was, she said to me, "Sascha, have a look at this, see what you think." From out of nowhere, I don't know where it came from. I just went, but it's been around long before Christianity. I don't see the problem.
That you're talking about the pagans?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So I was like, hang on a minute. But bearing in mind, I'm still kind of...
You became a druid, maybe?
No. Well, no. That's a very much later discovery, shall we say, of what I was in a past life. So it's weird you tap into that. But anyway, so move forward through university. Then I move up to London after getting my BA Honours degree to train as an actress.
And how old were you now?
So at this point, I'm 23.
Okay.
So, now this is where the journey really does start properly, because I did 2 years of training to be an actress, and obviously still did the odd little thing. I'm still tapping in, not much. But then, when I left stage school, after I'd finished that, that's when the journey really began, because because at this point, I accidentally start going into the world of paganism and Wicca. There's a wonderful bookshop up in London called Treadwell's, run by Christina Oakley. She took me under her wing. I started volunteering at the shop. Don't know why it intrigued me at the time, but it did. And I did a few volunteer sessions there, and I explained to her, this is where I am. I'm a Christian, but because I can do this, I'm not sure where I am. Because of Christina, she introduced me to a pagan group at the time.
There was another bookshop, Watkins.
Watkins is still on the go, yes.
Oh, yes, I've been there.
Yeah,
yes.
Watkins is still on the go, don't worry.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's fine. So anyway, she takes me to this pagan group. I got the most weird reaction from these people, because half, as soon as they heard I was a Christian finding my way, they're like, "We don't want you here. You're idiot. Your religion is awful. You're here to convert us. Fuck off." Oh. That's literally what they said to me. Oh. Now, 2 people there at the time, they looked at me and they went, "Sascha, come with me." And I was like, "Where are we going? We're going to take you out of here. These are young people who don't know what they're talking about. Come with me. We're going to talk to you properly, right?" These people were John Randall and Maria Mallow, who I came very close with. They became my first mentors. And in fact, it was them who basically said to me, you don't have to class yourself as anything just yet. Okay? We will help you. If you have any questions, please, it doesn't matter how silly it is, ask. Okay? This is what we specialize in. And they were essentially eclectic. I mean, Maria was eclectic, and they ran this coven that was eclectic.
In London?
In London, yeah. And they ran an information website called Pentacle, if I remember correctly.
Are they still around?
John, very sadly, passed away last year, heart failure. His widow, Maria, is still very much on the go, and she still carries on a lot of his work, which is really lovely. But I'll never forget John, because he was the one who basically set me off on the path. And John, wherever you are, thank you.
Well, you'll have to commune with him.
It's all right, he's here. He knows what I'm talking about. So, anyway, they helped me initially on the research path, because finally this was somebody who was starting to make sense.
Right.
Then I started working in Greenwich once a week as a psychic, doing some work from them. And it was there that I discovered what sort of things I could do. I thought I was doing sort of scrying work, but actually it turns out that I could not only do tarot at the time, or palmistry, or crystal ball, but I found out I could do something that's called psychometry, which is reading energies of objects. I didn't know this was a form of mediumship. Okay.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for that particular shop...
You better explain what psychometry... I mean, I know what psychometry is, but you better explain what it is.
I already have. It's reading energies of objects. So say, for instance...
Yeah, a pair of earrings or something that's personal.
Yeah, or even a glass of water. It's got, or even a watch, the watch that you're wearing as well. I'd basically hold that object. Say, for instance, I was to read the energies off this glass. I'd hold it, and I'd work with the energies that came off that glass, and I'd be able to tell you a little bit about yourself.
Do you want to do my watch?
Sure, I can try the watch. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Maybe we'll do the watch, because we're not going to have enough time in this one. We'll do the watch in part 4.
Yeah,
do continue.
But anyway, so I discovered I could do that, and so it was a good founding ground, because technically speaking, everything that I was doing was self-taught. Because I had really no one to really bounce off apart from actually discovering. So fast forward then a few years later, moving down to Brighton 10 years ago, I met this wonderful woman called Mariella Holman, who runs a coven down here. And I very nearly joined her coven because she actually explained more about paganism that the London pagans didn't, because I was met with so much opposition being a Christian, finding my way, that I couldn't... I was always told you can't combine Christianity and paganism.
But you said you nearly joined her coven. Obviously you didn't.
No, because it was the whole thing of leaving Jesus behind.
I see.
And although I knew now more about the pagan side of things and I was more comfortable with that, I didn't want to leave Jesus behind. So she basically said to me, why not look at Christo-paganism? And I said, what on earth's that? And all she did was, she just said, Google it. Right? Okay. So I did. To my amazement, I find this whole list of websites of information regarding Christo-paganism. In the simplest term, it's Christianity fused with paganism. And it gave so many brilliant explanations. I was like, oh my gosh, hallelujah, fantastic.
Opened up a new world.
It did. And so then, very quickly, we forward to a midnight mass, and I literally put my feelings out to the universe and Jesus. And I said to him, look, I don't want to leave you behind, but I know I can do brilliant things with this work. Show me the way.
And he did.
He basically said, whatever you do, do what's right for you, but don't forget me. And that was it. Christo-paganism.
I'm going to leave you there, Sascha, and we'll come back to you.